Welcome to the Matt Wilkie podcast.
Should you worry about taking your Filipino partner abroad? I have to say it all depends on relationships, because the problem you get is all the negative stuff comes from people that have had negative things happen relating to taking their partner abroad. People that are generally happily married and stuff, nobody really talks about it. But I know a lot of people that have been in America, UK, Australia, that are all happily married and had no issues. In the same way, I know several people that have had the relationships deteriorate in quite a rapid time frame once they hit the West. But the question is, what actually caused the relationships to fail in the first place? I know from some of it is purely being westernized in a big way, where there's a lot of new influences. Sometimes it's they've met people at work and found that they've got a younger option as a husband, boyfriend, etc. Sometimes it's a case of they've simply become independent. They no longer feel the need to be with a partner. Other times it could be that the relationships become more difficult because the cost of living in the West can often be much higher than the Philippines, considering many people are on fixed incomes. So there is a group of things, but also you find that the family can also put a strain on the relationship. For example, if your partner was going to the US, UK, Australia, you may get family requests for money because now they assume that she's abroad, that she's going to work and send money home. You may think, well, hang on a minute, that's not what we do this for. You know, we work, we pay for the bills in the house, etc. Is our money? Or maybe you think, well, my wife should be at home, you know, we don't need to work, I've got my pension, whatever it is. But these things are all the things that cause the conflicts. And the best way to avoid it is discuss it all in advance. Most of the things that are going to be a problem, you can probably discuss before you even look at even purchasing flight tickets. The things that come from the unknown, for example, meeting other Filipinos which have some crab mentality, that they're normally the 40s plus crowd that have already divorced their husbands and quite happy to entertain encouraging somebody else to divorce theirs. Those things are difficult to avoid unless you actually make people aware of it before they go abroad. That it's going to happen, especially if they're easily influenced by others. You'll also find that the family pressures are probably going to be the biggest issue. The distance, the lack of contact, the requests for money, etc. That's going to put a strain on the relationship. Not for everybody, though. This is why the communication and getting everything understood before you even make the decision for the big move is often very, very useful. Making people aware that the cost of living in Europe or wherever is far higher than the Philippines, and although you earn X amount, even when you're working, the actual cost of the rent or whatever is going to be far higher than they're paying currently. So it's sitting there and working it out, say, right, okay, say I earn X. By the time I've finished paying everybody, I've got this amount left. It is not a case of I've got like 80% of my salary spare or whatever. You're talking 50%, 30%, whatever. But the point is making people aware that this is reality. It's difficult to get them to actually accept it, but at least you can try. The other thing is, I know some people avoid taking their partners abroad because they're worried about the fact that their partner might leave them, I would say I'd have to question the relationship. Not on the basis of should they take their partner abroad, but are you in the relationship for the right reasons? Is it a real relationship if that connection isn't there already, where you're fairly comfortable with going somewhere else? Is there another problem in the relationship you need to be thinking about? It's all stuff to think about. This is the thing, you need to plan ahead. Because although many people don't even plan coming out of the Philippines, medical reasons have brought a lot of people back. Financial loss has brought a lot of people back. And sometimes you just get sick and tired of the place. Burning rubbish, loud music, dust. A lot of those types of things are reasons people have left the Philippines over the years. These are the things that when you first go there, you go, I can get used to this, get used to that. It's a little bit noisy. I can get used to roosters. I can get used to the rusty, rattly old motorbike starting up outside the house at 6 o'clock every morning. But after a while, if you're not going anywhere, those things are the things you've got every day, which often leads to you thinking, maybe I should be better, go somewhere better. Maybe I should take a vacation back to the West or something. And some people do. I met a guy, is a social worker. He goes to Thailand every 6 months. He lives 6 months in the UK and then 6 months in Thailand. Does contract work as a social worker. But the point being is, you have to adapt to whatever suits. Thanks for listening.